What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back another video on the channel, and today we are back with another tour of the world. I guess I don't even know what to call it at this point, but I've been trying different cuisines from different parts of the world. I've had pretty much all the larger genres, so now we're getting kind of into a little bit more of a niche. So this time we went with some Latin cuisine, and we did a Dominican restaurant, highly rated restaurant in the area known as Mama Elena's. It is located in Passaic, New Jersey. There's also a location in Paterson, New Jersey, but this is the Passaic location, and it had pretty good ratings, and some of my friends said you had to try this place, so that is what we did today. I will show you the lineup in had a little bit of a problem, but I want to be fully transparent about this kind of stuff, so drop that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and all that cringy YouTube stuff, and let's get into the video. If you don't know, I usually use my orders with Doordash, and I want to show some of the problems that happen with restaurants that are smaller businesses when you go through Doordash. And sometimes what happens is I order an assortment of different things, which is what I usually do. A lot of times towards closing, which is normal, it's not a complaint, this is kind of how it works. When you go towards closing, you get places that make these smaller batch kind of things. When they run out, they don't have it, so they'll send you something else as an alternative. Now, in this case, the restaurant closes at 9 p.m. Right now, it is 5 p.m., so there's about 4 hours left, and I ordered a bunch of different stuff. I won't show you the full receipt, but there's some stuff on here, and I got a bunch of the same stuff, so we have a little bit of a problem. I had different dishes. I had some pernil, I had some pollo guisado, which is like some stewed chicken. They didn't have either of them, so all I have is one entree. Actually comes out to a higher value. The other dishes were $12, and this one was $15, which is chicharrón de pollo, other words, fried chicken strips, basically. I had 3 orders of fried chicken strips sent, so the value for money isn't really a bad thing, but for the sake of a video, it's kind of an L. So I do have some of these chicharrón de pollo, which is just some fried chicken strips. They look good. They're still warm. They seem crunchy. I'm not complaining about that. I'm not even complaining at all. I'm just telling you, I had different dishes, and that's kind of how it works. This is a problem with Doordash and things like that. Restaurants can't really keep up with that, and it's not their fault or mine, but it can be an issue at times. I also do have an empanada, which I believe I got chicken empanada as well. Seems crunchy, seems crunchy. The crust seems like it's well cooked. And also with the rice, I had 3 different kinds of rice. I only have 2. So I have the rice and beans, the pigeon peas in this case, arroz con condules. They didn't have the other one, which was habichuelas, but I do have an order of the kidney beans, which is habichuelas, just not with the rice. Not a big deal, but I want to have full transparency, because I know people that, you know, you got Dominican food, but you didn't get this, this, and this. I tried, it didn't work out, but we're still going to see what is going on with that. Also have some arroz blanco, aka white rice over here, which I'm going to put with the beans, so no biggie on that end. And as well as I did get Clásico sandwich, because they didn't have the full breakfast menu, but they had a breakfast sandwich, which is, I'm not going to lie, that actually looks pretty good. Some Dominican sausage, as well as, of course, the fried egg and cheese, but it's a sandwich instead of getting like with the tres golpes, which what you would get is like salami, mango, which is like mashed plantain, and then you get like some pickled onions and some other stuff, but I couldn't get that because that's on the breakfast menu. So, little transparency on that. I know my Dominican people like, you didn't get this. Tu sabe, papi, I tried, bro. But let's get into it. Let me open up these beans. Let me do a smell test real quick. Smells good. Also, I tried to get a flancocho, which is a vanilla cake mixed with flan. They didn't have it, so I don't know what this is. I think it's just a chocolate cake, but we'll see what it is when we get to that point. But there we go. I wasted enough of your time. Let's get into this food. I am so ready to go. I'm gonna start actually with this breakfast sandwich, because it looks really, really good. So again, they call this the El Clásico, Dominican sausage, eggs, and of course we have the cheese inside of some, looks like some good bread. I want to just pop into this thing right here. Bread looks really good. Sandwich looks really good. Ooh. Yolk is runny. I love me a runny yolk. Let's see what this thing is hitting for. I think there's pink sauce on this too. It's just a classically good-ass breakfast sandwich. I ain't got no issue with that at all. Give you one more closer inspection so you can get in there. It just feels like a classic, like a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, but instead you have the running yolk. Wait, Bobby, hold on. Had to wipe my hands off real quick. What you have here is just a classically good breakfast sandwich. Same kind of vibe. You want a decent breakfast? I believe the sandwich runs you like $5. So, Pretty good sized sandwich for that price. No issue with that whatsoever. Again, there's nothing like crazy about it, but I'm not expecting crazy when I just get a good breakfast sandwich. Tastes like there's pink sauce on here, which is mayo and ketchup mixed. So it is good. Good breakfast sandwich. Again, can't be harsh on a breakfast sandwich. I don't know what you're expecting. I expect good, well-cooked egg, nice runny yolk. Ran over my hand. I love that, actually. Good bread. And, of course, good sausage. Pause. Very good. Now we get into the nitty-gritty. Moving right along, we have got the empanada. Good size empanada. Cost $3. I can see the fork marks on here, like legit fork marks, which is good, which means these were handmade. I don't know what's in the filling. I said I believe it's ground chicken, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be something else if they ran out. But let's give it a check. We do have chicken. The first bite, I didn't get a lot of filling. The wrapper's good. It's cooked well, but I gotta get another bite so I can see exactly what's going on here as far as the flavor on the... The chicken seasoned well. Good flavor to it. That is good. Again, if you had empanadas before, this is a very good one. What really makes it, you have to have a good shell, and this one's got a good crunch to it, and the chicken inside is not dry. Thank goodness. I've had dry empanadas before, and I don't like them. So, the ground chicken, give you a little look-see right here. I know people are going to say, oh, it looked dry, because I know that, but I wouldn't be able, I haven't had a beverage yet. I'd be choking if it was dry. And that is definitely not dry. But I'm used to seeing like shredded chicken. In this case, it's ground chicken. Ain't nothing wrong with it at all. But what I want to do, I got my spoon. I usually do this. Is I'm going to get in these beans real quick. I want to see what they taste like before I actually do it. But I'm going to dip the rest of the empanadas up in there. So let's see exactly. I can get down with that. One more. Now, this is the crazy part. I haven't had a lot of Dominican restaurant food, but I've had a lot of Dominican like food in people's houses because I grew up around a pretty decent population of Dominican people. This doesn't have the same flavor that I get when I go to like a Dominican person's house. It almost seems like this is like if a chef made Dominican food, as opposed to as like, you know, somebody's abuelitas in their cooking. A little bit of a difference, but it doesn't have that same. There's something kind of like the seasoning that's missing. It's still seasoned a lot, but I'm definitely used to like a lot more. I don't know if it's sazon or something, but it's something there's not in here. With that being said, I do like this a lot, and it's gonna go well when I get some of this rice right here and go in. Yeah, see? Let me just try some of this rice alone real quick. This is like an ultimate test. If your white rice doesn't have, you'll see. Let me clean my palate. Okay, thank God it's seasoned. Woo! I've been mad. Okay. If your white rice isn't seasoned, it's not. It's good test. We take that. No problem with that. So I'm gonna mix some of this in a minute, but I want to go in with this empanada right here, bro. Yeah, I like soaking that up right there. Oh, good. Yeah, to show you. 1 and 2 more of the rice and beans, which are also here, but they're the same thing as that one. I don't need all that rice. There were different kinds of rice, but I'm gonna guess that they ran out. No big deal. But here we go. We're gonna go with the chicharrón de pollo, which is really just fried chicken strips, breaded and fried, so it's boneless, of course. So good little breading on here. Let's just see. The breading is on point. The chicken is on point. But again, when I've had Dominican people's fried chicken, it's usually a lot. The breading doesn't really have a ton of seasoning on it, and I don't know if that's like the difference between the two, but I've always eaten in people's houses, so the actual like texture and the breading is on point. It's really good, but I can't help but feel like it needs more seasoning. I still think it's good, but I feel like what you gotta do, hold on, let's go in a little bit, just the rice and beans right here. Let's see, nice big healthy scoop. It's good. This is decent. It's like if I was giving this a rating out of 10, we'll see with the chicken though. The texture difference with the chicken, it's flavored a little bit more when you add it to the rice. No biggie on that one. Probably like a 6.5 out of 10. It's still good, but I can't help but keep thinking that something is missing. But I can't get over that texture of the chicken. So I bought this. Because I looked at it and I didn't see. So I just said, let me just bring a little bit hot sauce. Yeah. Wake it up. A little bit. A lot of bit. Yes, Old Bay makes hot sauce. I don't even know where I found this, to be honest. I have no idea. Let me see now. There you go, a little bit. Wake it up a little bit. Y'all gonna call me crazy. Yes, I am. You gonna get a bite? I'm not done. It's like the Avengers. All came together and made one perfect dish out of things that didn't necessarily have the best balance. But if I was really doing something, let me just go in a little bit of the, yeah, and then you go in a little bit of the, yeah, and then a little bit more of the, yeah, a little bit more of the, yeah. Okay, now we're cooking. Much better. I don't have a problem with that. They're fried so well though, you know? I just feel like when they come out of fry, just bang them with a little bit of like, you know, a little something. Overall, I feel like I wouldn't call this the best I had, but it's not bad. Like, I would probably overall give it, and I haven't had the cake yet, but just judging off of like the normal food, the entree, and the rice, I don't know if I caught them on a bad day, which is possible. I'd probably give it like a 7. You know, it's good, but I've definitely had better stuff. It's better to go in person with places like this because you'll be able to see what's fresh and what isn't. I will openly admit that. Which is why sometimes ordering on Doordash is not the best idea, but it's a part of how I make my content, because I feel like that like these apps are very popular, and what would you get if you actually use the app to get it? And this is a prime example of full transparency mode. A lot of people don't like Doordash, but it is a very popular app. And I think that doing that still gives it a sense of realism. And then eventually I want to go back to these places and go in person, but it's tough to do that and film there. So I'd still have to take it home because there's the music and stuff in the background. And I've said this a bunch of times, like, I do not like eating in my car. Like, I only do it when I absolutely have to. But I do find it a little odd that they wouldn't have certain stuff when it's still relatively early, you know. But anytime you're going to go to spots that serve homemade food like this, it's always better to go as early as possible. Like the lunchtime hour, you'll have a very high probability you'll get everything. But once you start getting into dinner time, once they run out of things, they're out of things. Might be a good thing because maybe the pernil is like really, really popular. It was the most, all these dishes I got, excuse me, were the most popular. I try to get the most popular stuff because that's what people seem to deem the best. So, all the dishes I got are probably the most popular. And I heard from a bunch of people that the stewed chicken, the pollo guisado, was very good. But I'll try to get it another time. We do indeed move. The best things, I actually think the white rice, when you mix the beans in it, because that's usually how I eat it. You know, you mix it. You don't serve it. I prefer the habichuelas or the red kidney beans more, personally, than the gandules, which is like the pigeon peas, what West Indians will call rice and peas. And I do find it like it's not, that's all they had left. It kind of speaks for itself. I feel like I just called them on a bad day, if you want me to be real. The people that I were talking to, they're all Dominican. Like, I don't think they were lying to me. But these kind of things can happen. If they would just add a little bit of seasoning to that chicken, it's done so well. So well. The breakfast sandwich is super on point, but it's one of those, like, you know what you're getting before you get it. It's not an out-of-bounds item. It's just cooked well. It's cooked right. And you want a quick breakfast, it's definitely something to get. Now, you can see I'm eating a lot more. I just prefer this combo more than this, personally. So, that is definitely why. Get into the cake. I believe this is just chocolate cake. It wasn't what I ordered, but I don't mind that. Let me get a fork. I don't want to use bean juice on my stuff. But it looks like a chocolate cake. Fudgy. It's like a chocolate mousse, almost. It's okay. But again, I think that's more of just a preference thing. I'm not the biggest fan of just chocolate cake. I prefer like a little bit more of like a, if it was chocolate, to have like some kind of like contrast to it than just chocolate on chocolate. I know people are making fun of the way I say chocolate. Stop it. Alright? But with that being said, it's not like it's nasty, it's just, I paid for it, I'm gonna eat it. I would have liked to get the flan. But we indeed move. I'm also trying not to overeat. You might notice that the video you saw yesterday, I'm wearing the exact same shirt, and that's because I recorded 2 videos in the same day. I wanted to make sure I put out my content every single day, and there were some technical difficulties yesterday. The power, again, for some reason, I don't know if they're doing something, but it's flickering. And it's hard to record in that, because I don't have lights. I can't eat in the dark. So I didn't even get to stream last night, because the stream would have kept cutting out. But there's been some issues locally, just with power in the area. Like, a lot of people are complaining about it. I'm not really sure why, but no big deal. Still make sure I have the content out. The more I eat it, the more I like it. Just a little extra. I want to go to somebody's house, bro. I got too many Dominicans around me ordering food. There's also another place that's like down the street from where I live. but I can't catch them. They're always closing when I'm trying to get in there. But I'm gonna try to get in there too because I heard that place is good. Ooh, the onion. I would still eat here again. I just feel like I actually caught them on a bad day, and it's not as good as I expected. And I'm usually not a person that has crazy expectations, but I've had a lot of Dominican food before, and it's like almost there, but it's like missing stuff. It's nothing like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's bad. It's definitely not bad. You know. But I always want to be fully transparent with everything. It's neither being negative nor positive. I just try to be as honest as possible when it comes to reviewing food, because some of these places you guys might want to go to, and I don't want you to be like, oh, you're taking me to the wrong spots. Not why I do that. So, I appreciate y'all, man. Tomorrow, I got something a little different planned. Yes, it's food, but it's another first. I've been trying to get to this place for so long. Sunday's my freest day, so I'm going to try my best to get over to this place. Hopefully, everything is everything. But I can't wait to share it with y'all. But that's going to be the end of the video before I start eating too much. Can't do that. But we'll be back, though, tomorrow. More content. I love y'all on hand signs. They made it to YouTube.